Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com. 5 Alsace Rieslings. I'm really looking forward to these. A style of wine that I don't drink enough of, and I don't think anyone drinks enough of. Maybe there are some Alsace Riesling ophiles out there, but even you probably don't drink enough of it. Anyway, 3 2009s, one from 2008 and a 2004. And I've arranged them in alcohol order, which means, strangely, that I'm starting with Zinthumbricht. Zinthumbricht just says Riesling, no particular vineyard. I always think of them as being on the fuller, fleshier side of Alsace, but this is just 11.5%. Does that mean that the fermentation was stopped? I'm not sure. Knowing Olivier Humbricht, I don't know if he does stop fermentations. I think he just lets the fermentations be, and if it stops there, it stops, and he doesn't force them any further. He just sort of like thinks, well, okay, if that's what the wine wants to do. So I don't know whether I'm expecting something that's off dry here, or was just picked at that level. Hey. Well, I stick my nose in there and I get this lovely rounded toasty richness. It does feel like there's certainly a fleshy oiliness. The weird thing is it doesn't smell like it's going to be a sweet wine. It's got this toasty mineral edge, and it's also got this quite piercing citrus fruit. So be intrigued to see what it tastes like. And that is a fascinating mix of the richness and the twang even. And so there's this toasty edge. I don't know where that toastiness is coming from, but there's this citrus bite. There's this it's this strange bit where there's something the tang and twang of citrus, but there's also, if you've ever had what the Chileans call chirimoya, custard apple, there's this richness in there of quite a fleshy fruit. Maybe pear is the closest that we get here. The pear mixed with something quite soft and fleshy. And I find it intriguing. It feels like a wine that needs to come out of its shell. At the moment, you're getting elements of it, but it feels like a wine that really needs to blossom. But at the moment, the bits that are showing are lovely. And there's this tension between richness and acidity, which will mean the acidity might put some people off the wine, but for me, I think it's pretty smart wine. Let's see how we got on with Domaine Pfister, Riesling Silberberg 2009. So the Zinthumbricht's a hard act to follow, but this one seems to be doing it pretty well. There is this zestiness, maybe not the richness and density of the Zinthumbricht, but it's maybe a bit more fine-boned and more of a spine. It feels like a more slender wine, but none the worse for that. Fruit flavours very much in that citrus mould. You've got the very ripe orange, but also some of those grapefruit, and there's something a little bit more exotic in there as well. And there is a minerally side that comes out as you delve into the wine. Yes, it's got this citrusy spine, but then there's this, I don't know if there's slate in there, what, Silberberg, Silver Hill, whether there's some slate in the soil, but there's like I get this slatey character coming through. I don't know if you've ever licked roof tiles. I'm sure you have better things to do in your spare time, but there is this, a slatey character that really comes through strongly, and I like it. I don't know that I like it quite as much as the Zinthumbricht, but that's the wine that I'd be drinking tonight, and maybe I'll be drinking the Zinthumbricht this time next year. Hey, wine number 3, Riesling Cuvée Coup de Foudre from Domaine Bernard Riebel. And there's an and in the middle. I don't know where the and. Domaine Bernard et Riebel and Riebel. So 2 families. Bit confusing, but I'm easily confused. Now this seems like a slightly fatter, fleshier wine than the one before, but it also, the weird thing is, it almost feels like there's a bit more mineral purity. It feels more of there's the spine of acidity, but the mineral character that comes through, you get more of an expansive feeling of even more of a sense of the soil here. Don't know whether there's a touch of botrytis in some of the grapes there. You're getting this rounder, fleshier core, and the weird thing is it smells like it's going to be quite stern, but then you get to taste it. and maybe it's just like a bit too fat and fleshy. I like the smell. I thought I was going to prefer it to the one before, but there's this fleshy creaminess. I don't know whether they put a bit of it through malolactic fermentation to round the appley malic acidity into lactic or milky lactic acidity. But there's this softness which I wasn't. I don't know if it slightly muddies the waters and gets rid of the gets away from the purity of Riesling. Really not sure about that. I'll be interested to see how these two develop side by side, because I think that this one smelt better, this one tasted better. I'll report back. Hey. On to the 2008 Domaine Weinbach, Clos des Capucines, the Fowler family, lovely family. And this is their 2008 cuvée Theo. It smells great, this. It feels like it's gone. It's a year older than the previous three, but it feels like it's got this relaxed confidence. It doesn't feel like it's having to rely on excess sweetness, excess body. Just feels like there's this elegant confidence about the wine, and yes, there's a bit of citrus, but there's also a bit of almost like sponge cake mix in here. There are herbs. There's this fragrant mineral character coming through. It feels like the most confident of the wines so far, the most complete. I probably think it's probably the most expensive so far, but hey, it smells pretty terrific. It's got this smoky, toasty alive, rich but reined in. Lots of body and personality, but not overpowering. A wine that clearly has got lots to say, but it's not going to shout at you. And it's just very, very. It's a beautiful wine. I'm going to have another, and I might not spit this one out. Yum. Final one, Charles Schlere, 2004 Cuvée Reserve. I don't know what Cuvée Reserve means, whether they do a regular and they do a Cuvée Grand Reserve, you never can tell. Well, this is aging very nicely. Again, I think there's a touch of botrytis in here, adding extra peachy warmth to it. And but again, citrus, mineral. This has gone on to I can't remember which of the ones I was saying. Custard apple. There's some more of that fleshy, pie-like fruit coming through, but with the custard. And it smells good. It still smells quite fresh, but it doesn't feel like it's got any hard edges or anything that need to resolve themselves. It's smoky, burnished, burnt sugar type of finish. Burnt sugar, but with a dry character. Dry burnt sugar. Does that make sense? I know what I mean. I like its poise. I like its elegance. I like its richness. I don't know whether it'd be fascinating to see these last two wines at the same stage of their development. Because they're so different now. 4 years difference as the freshness of the fruit that was in the previous ones has mellowed out here. So you're getting what I call life beyond fruit. But I have a strong feeling that the Fowler, by the time it's this age, will be as good as, if not better. But fascinating way to finish. And for me, when people focus on a grape variety and think, right, okay, I don't like Riesling. This for me doesn't taste like Riesling from the Mosel, or it doesn't taste like Riesling from the Rheingau, or the Riesling from the Clare Valley, or Riesling from Marlborough. It tastes like Alsace, and the way in which these wines age. It says as much about the region as about the grape variety. Here you're getting Alsace talking, and you're getting the vintages talking, and you're getting the winemakers talking. But as far as I can see in these 5 wines, it's a pretty nice conversation to be felt part of. See you soon.